Happening. Hello, everyone. Welcome everybody to this Women's Spirit interview. If you have a calling on your heart to get your health in check, get your life better, get yourself soaring, get yourself elevated, then these interviews are going to really help you. They're specifically for women on a holistic path. So welcome in, and I want to welcome my amazing guest, Kimberly Arbuthnot. So excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And everybody, we're going to be diving in a moment with Kimberly, but I'm Elizabeth Ocean, the founder of the Women's Holistic Business Academy and Women's Spirit Summit, which is coming up in just a couple of weeks. So we're going to tell you about that. But first, let me introduce this incredible woman who is in front of you, and we're going to dive in. So Kimberly is a retired registered nurse who I think are some of the best people on the planet. A lot of my teachers have been retired RNs, which is really cool. So she's a retired registered nurse turned certified life coach. She specializes in guiding women through her transformative weight loss program. With a holistic approach, she delves into the underlying causes of weight struggles. How many of you really want to know the underlying causes? Or if you know somebody or you have weight struggles yourself, you're really going to want to pay attention. So she addresses the mindset barriers and shares culinary expertise to help her clients embrace nourishing foods, achieve optimal health, and cultivate peace with food. Kimberly, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thanks for having me.
So let's dive in. I just talked a little bit about you, but tell everybody a little bit more about how your background really sets you up to specifically help women with holistic weight loss in the way that you do.
Hey, thank you. As you said, a retired nurse, so I have that whole health background. Then I went to culinary school twice, as a matter of fact, and I have a certification in plant-based cooking. And in my history, I worked with people, cooking for them, teaching them, and coaching them, people who are undergoing treatment for cancer. So it was quite a life-changing experience for me, and I loved doing it. Unfortunately, it's no longer open. COVID closed it down. And so I moved on. I have my own struggles, have had my own struggles, and I'll talk more about that in my talk. And that led me to want to really grow myself as a woman, as somebody who wants to be out there and help others. Obviously, I'm a nurse, so that's what we do. We help others.
Right? You've helping for your life. Like, that's your career choice. I'm so glad that you're now doing what you're doing and continuing to help people.
Mm-hmm. It's just been an amazing journey. I love working with women and trying to get to the bottom of why we eat, why we overeat specifically, why we continue to put on pounds, and why we're unable to address the situation in a way that works. Because we've all tried a million diets. We've all done that.
The diets worked. If the diets worked, we wouldn't have to keep trying them, and women wouldn't still be struggling. So
exactly.
Your work goes a lot deeper than that, right?
Exactly. Because we eat for reasons that we don't even understand until we really take a look at that. We go deep within. And the really cool thing about that is once you start looking at what causes that, then you have an opportunity to fix that. And what's really cool is it has a ripple effect. It has a ripple effect in your physical world, your emotional world, and your spiritual world. You come out of it as a different human. I did. It happened for me. And it's just was an amazing journey.
So you had your own struggles in this area and walked through them. Is that true?
It is true. It is true.
Yeah,
and
that makes you a perfect teacher, because you know what it's like to go through this and to get to the root cause, not just the surface level, diet or exercise, but the root cause. That's truly transformative, isn't it?
And fortunately, I do know too, it's about the food and it isn't about the food. It's about the heart. It's about the soul, but it is also about the food. I had a client, I did a class late last year, and unbeknownst to me, sometime later, I spoke with her and she's like, I'm so excited. Do you know what happened? I'm like, no. And she said, I have lost over 20 pounds because I implemented the guidelines that you gave to us in that class. And I was so excited because I knew nothing about it. She hadn't told me. And I was just like, I felt like it was Christmas. I got a Christmas gift.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Like, that you love your clients when they tell you something and you feel so good that that she could empower to transform and lose 20 pounds under your guidance and you didn't even know about it.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And
women are having results when they work with you, and this is a big deal.
They are. So that was super, super exciting for me. I'm working with a client right now who is said to me at one point, she said, I really love that we're working on the weight loss piece, but what I love even more is how much I'm growing emotionally and spiritually with the work we're doing together. And that again, it was like, oh my gosh, I felt like I got another Christmas gift. I've gotten 2 gifts after Christmas this year.
Because it's so much deeper than that, than just like that surface level. Like, people are changing and they need to change on a deep level. We as humans, it's our habits and the patterns and the programs and the thoughts and all of it that really change.
And our patterns, the patterns are a big piece of it. And a lot of those patterns were developed as children.
So that's why they're so hard to break, right?
Exactly.
So working with somebody to change those patterns, how essential do you think that is?
I think it's totally essential. I think it's kind of the bottom line. I think that for a lot of people, that's the root cause. And specifically, I know there are a lot of women who have suffered sexual trauma, and they are in a body in which they're trying to hide. Basically, they feel unsafe. They're trying to hide. And so it's quite a lot of work, and it's life-changing to be able to take that away and to be present to yourself and then to the next person and the next person. And really, it's a change in mindset.
Yeah, it really is.
And the other piece, can I tell you one more piece?
Yes, please.
Is that a lot of times we created these patterns as children as a way to protect ourselves from all kinds of other things. And as adults, we don't need those anymore, but we keep using them. And once we recognize those and change them, game changer.
And it starts with actually changing those patterns on a deep level. I'm so glad that you spoke to that. And I'm really excited that you're going to be speaking deeper to this during Women's Spirit Summit. You're doing a soul talk for us, which is, everyone, if you haven't heard, soul talks are our feminine holistic version of a TED Talk. It's a potent session with Kimberly where you're going to be learning from her some specific tools and strategies. You'll hear more about her story behind the scenes, and it's all part of Women's Spirit Summit, which is coming up August 15th through 17th. And the most beautiful part of Women's Spirit Summit is that we're here as the Women's Spirit Collective. We are dedicated to making it available to as many women as possible, so it's free. So if you know somebody or you yourself need help and support with holistic weight loss, with your hormones, with your spirituality, with boundary setting, with stress, anxiety, anything that comes up in the life of a woman holistically, join us for Women's Spirit Summit. I'm going to hold up the link for you right here. It's womensspiritsummit.com. There's 2 S's there, womensspiritsummit.com. And you can join us for free, and you can come and hear Kimberly talk. Kimberly, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about what you're going to be speaking about and sharing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The name of my talk is Transformational Weight Loss, the journey from the inside out. And we are going to talk about the number one reason that women need to lose weight. And you're not ever going to guess what it is, because we're women. We're also going to talk about three keys, three key steps to get started on that journey. And we're going to talk a tiny bit about my complimentary gift that I'm going to give at the end. And I'll just give you a little hint. It's about swapping out some not so great foods for some awesome foods and how you can get on that journey from minute one.
Oh, this sounds like excellent information. And you piqued my curiosity. I was like, what is that thing? The first thing that you said. So y'all got to come to Women's Spirit Summit, womenspiritsummit.com. Go and grab your free seat. And you'll hear Kimberly and 20 other incredible experts in the fields of women's health, wellness, and spirituality. Totally free, womenspiritsummit.com, August 15th through 17th. Make sure you join us. Kimberly, what would you want everybody listening to know if they're struggling with weight? Or if they know somebody who's struggling with weight, what would you want them to know today, here, right now?
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You have been programmed by a society that has A, been unkind to women, and B, it wants us to buy the food because it makes big profits.
Yeah. That's huge. So you're all up against something that is a bigger thing than just your own self.
Absolutely.
All the trauma and the profit companies, this is a big battle to fight. Don't fight it alone, everyone. Come to the Women's Spirit Summit and get more wisdom from Kimberly. Thank you, Kimberly, for the work you do and for taking a stand to help and support women holistically. Yeah, so good. I'm so glad you were able to join me here today for this quick interview. More is coming, everybody, if you enjoyed Kimberly and the other speakers who are coming as well. womenspiritsummit.com. It's completely free. Sign up and sign a friend up too. I bet you, if you need this, that you know 2 or 3 other women who are going to really benefit from womenspiritsummit.com. womenspiritsummit.com. Go there right now. Get yourself a free seat. We'll see you August 15th through 17th. You know what's really special about Women's Spirit Summit as well, everyone, is that it's done live. So you're going to be there in the room, in the virtual room. It's online, so you can join from anywhere, but it's live. So you'll be there in the virtual room with Kimberly and the other speakers. And it's a special opportunity. It's a transformative retreat. So think of it as a retreat where you can come and get what you need to up-level your health and wellness and spiritual journey. The beautiful thing is that it's live, so you'll be transformed by the journey. So womenspiritsummit.com. What are you most looking forward to in Women's Spirit Summit, Kimberly?
Just being there with all these amazing speakers and all these amazing women and sharing from my heart. I love doing that. I'm very excited.
No, I'm looking forward to hearing you share from your heart. And like you said, we can't do it alone, these journeys. So we're all going to be there together. And the motivation and inspiration that will come from this incredible free event, womenspiritsummit.com, everybody. Join us there. I'm so excited to see you all there. Remember, bring a friend, bring a sister, and put a comment down below. Just some love and appreciation for Kimberly and the wisdom that she shared for us here today. And join us. Women's Spirit Summit, August 15th through 17th. You can pick and choose which workshops you like the most. My speakers are going to be doing soul talks where they take over the stage and they deliver the best wisdom possible for you to get what you need. So we'll see you there at womenspiritsummit.com. Kimberly, thank you again for joining me here today.
Yep, you bet.